G'day there and welcome back to the $100,000 to $1 million challenge. With the halving now behind us, it's time for an update on how the challenge is going and what's coming up on the horizon. Please note that the information contained in this video is not financial advice and is purely for entertainment purposes. All trades that I take are logged in the Discord channel, and if you're keen for somewhere to talk crypto and financial freedom, then hop into the Discord and join in the conversation. In today's video, I'll begin with an overall look at the market. Following that, a focus on Aethir and the latest airdrop campaign. I'll be talking about paid network. After that, an in-depth look at the latest on Lybra Finance. I'll then talk about the Eigenlayer airdrop, my latest buys, and how the portfolio looks today. And so to begin with, an overall look at the market. And so in terms of Bitcoin, back here in the Discord on the 18th of April, I posted that if the daily closes below the yellow line over here, 62,030, I think that 51k is on the cards. Reason being, on this daily chart, this is a close below this yellow line would be confirmed double top. And I've written here that I've never seen a confirmed double top on the daily not play out at the end of an extended BTC move. And an extended BTC move is exactly what we've had. I also wrote here that still I was only looking to sell one of my things and hold the rest. I'm looking to sell paid, and there's every chance that just to fake out, close above 62, and we continue on the way up. Now it's a little bit, it's a bit shocking because Bitcoin's had a massive run, and it looked like a reasonable consolidation here. But in the long time that I've been in the market, I've never seen a double top daily not play out, at least to some degree. And so in the following days, so here was the confirmed close, and then we got a counter trend rally, which is generally to be expected in my opinion. You're going to get a counter trend rally before the actual move plays out. And so we stepped down, I think, into about 56.4 off the top of my head, 56.4. And since then, it's actually been a big move up again, and we're actually back into the range. We've closed a daily candle back in the range. So the question is, was 651k a front run? Like, did the market front run 51k, and was it just a deviation of the range and a reclaim? To be honest, I'm not sure. I think 51, probably in thinner liquidity markets back in the day, definitely would have played out on Bitcoin, in my opinion. If you look back, if I look back at last year's cycle, not last year's cycle, the top of 2021 and the double top that played out there, the measured move was 11.5k, and so that's where I was really waiting, but it didn't get down there because it gets front run by the market. And similarly here, will 51 get hit? It would take some real selling to get down there. It'll probably get front run. So it is tough to figure out if this is has been front run and this is it, and now we're off to the races again, or if it's just a counter trend rally, some short squeezes, and we're about to head back down again and fill out this inefficiency of the market in here. And in terms of what I'm really looking at is this weekly close. I think this is pretty much going to tell the story for me anyway, because let's say if we did close the weekly here, a lot of things, we're going to close, we'd close with a very bullish green hammer. We would have retested the whole range of this moving average and closed above it. Our stock RSI, it's looking pretty good. Even our RSI is we're going to be coming back into 70 on the weekly, so it has all the hallmarks of bullish continuation on the weekly if we are to close here as a green hammer. Now anything red here and it doesn't look so good, and I think green hammer, we're all good. Anything other than that, anything red, for me really looks like we want to come back into this range somewhere between 51 and 62 and play around in there for a period of time. Looking at the ETF flows for Bitcoin, these are all of the ETFs available. Obviously GBTC is the red one with the outflows, and finally the first time having inflows, but really this dark blue, this navy single line is what we're really looking at. And so we can see initially we had inflows, and then here it's kind of balanced between inflows, and then we kind of went outflows, and then we're now back to inflows. So it's really just looks like consolidation for me in terms of what we're seeing on the spot Bitcoin ETFs. Okay, so moving along to Aether. Now, I did purchase 5 Aether nodes for $8,632. I'm pretty happy that I went ahead and did that. Unfortunately, 4 of them got sent to one wallet and 1 to the other. So just gonna have to find a way to manage that. I did have a chance at the private sale in terms of the actual token sale, which is raising at 1.2 billion FDV, which is huge, obviously. But I did not participate. I chose not to because of the 12-month cliff. So 0% unlock on TGE, 12-month cliff, and then 24 months of linear vesting. Now, I found out about this vesting schedule during the node sale, or in fact before the node sale, and that is why I was so encouraged to purchase nodes, because for this first 12 months there's not going to be a lot of tokens out there, and if I can generate with them, if I can generate tokens with nodes, all the better for me. And it's looking like the TG is going to be June or July, somewhere around there, hopefully. Now in the Discord, someone did ask that as a node owner, do I get both the Aether token and the IO.net token as airdrops? And they said that's right, you get an airdrop swap. So that's pretty good. Pretty happy about that. We'll see how that plays out. Also, they're doing a Galaxy Quest airdrop campaign. I've gone ahead and you need to get 1,000 points to qualify for some type of badge where in theory you get tokens as a node holder. That's another badge, and there's a few other things you can do on there. So if you're interested in checking that out, I think it's worth checking out. It's basically just a lot of retweeting things and liking tweets. It's not too bad. And overall on Aether, I am bullish, and I'm really looking forward to the launch, and happy that I was able to have conviction in it and put enough of my capital into it so that it's going to be worthwhile. So we'll see how this goes. Okay, from the good to the bad. So paid network, here's the chart. Since February, when we went through 40 cents, it's just been absolute train wreck down. Lost about 70% of its value, I'd say, because now we're just above 12 cents. Spiked down below 10 cents here. So let's just take a look at what's been happening with paid network. First of all, they've put this tweet out. Did you know that trading mogul Warren Buffett was born in 1930? RIP to the legend, but he's gone. Well, he's not dead, so pretty kind of sums up the project really of paid network. The prize is certainly looking like it's gone. So what else here? Now, so Kyle, came in with that big video. Hey, Gunzilla, you're gonna have all this Gunzilla, and we have all these people who are going to be part of the project, Becker and Virtual Bacon and Ivan Tech and all this. And since then, look at this. He just put this tweet out yesterday. My mega narrative watch list. Here's all the things you're looking at. No paid network on here. And as far as I understand it, he's not involved with the day-to-day running of the project anymore. He's certainly tied up in his meme coins and his Tucker and all this kind of stuff. And so this Justin character is now in charge, as I understand it, and he's in the Telegram, and this is kind of what we're dealing with. I'm coming to this chat on good faith to communicate, gauge the sentiment, and adapt the strategy. If it can't be done, I might just stop doing it. So a bit of a threat there to the community. What else have we got? Okay, so they launched this Metropolis IDO, and it was I did my due diligence on it. For me, it looked like vaporware. I couldn't see the value of the token at all. It was 30 million FDV, which to me is just pretty big, especially when you don't really have a lot of traction out there. Now, I wasn't going to participate, but I just wanted to check out the platform. So I went to the platform, and I could not, even though I've staked my paid, I was not eligible to join the early pool. So this was disabled. So and as far as I understand, a lot of people had that same problem. So that was pretty average. And they really struggled to fill the pool. And so Kyle was in his group, pretty much really late on the piece, once open pool was there, just saying, hey, this is a great deal, this is a super great project, you have to buy in. So they got relatively full, not the whole 700k, but I think they got 550 or thereabouts. And for this sale and going forward, there's now a 15% fee, if you can believe that. So you're paying 2% to stake as a fee, 15% per IDO as a fee. When you unstake, that's another 2% fee. It's pretty bad. Okay, so after Metropolis, they were planning to launch this Emerger project, if I'm saying that correctly, and it was planned to raise with $6 million. So they struggled to raise. They raised 550 on Metropolis, and then they were going to come out with $6 million for Emerger pretty soon after at $100 million FTV. To the credit of the project, they do have Coinbase as backers, so there is, once Coinbase is involved, there is every chance that you do meet that FTV and exceed that FTV and do well. It's not a guarantee, of course, but there is that chance. And so what happened is, after the 550 from Metropolis, they went and lowered the raise to 1.5 million and delayed it. So it's May 15th, so just over 10 days from now. Not sure about that one. Now, what I am doing is waiting for this Commonwealth to launch in, I think, 4 days' time, because this does have reasonable hype. However, with a billion tokens out there at 6 cents a token, it is a 60 million FTV. They're trying to raise $9 million. It's just crazy. It's just crazy to me. In terms of this actual Commonwealth token, in my personal opinion, it has limited token utility, because what you're getting here is access to VC private deals. However, at this point in time, I am in enough. I guess I have enough access to VC private deals. So, and I think a lot of people out there do. So, it's almost, I've said, just a use case that's now deprecated. However, because the hype, I'm hoping that the price can do something, and I will try to sell my paid into it, at least half of my paid into it, if not all of it. So fingers crossed for me that I can, that this Commonwealth does okay despite the $9 million raise and $60 million FTV. Now, selling my paid is not something that it's not a decision I just make quickly. I've been involved in paid for a long time. And I followed the project very closely for many years, but I looked at their future ideas. So Asymmetry Finance is going to have a $1.37 token price with a 51 million total token supply, which is 70 million FTV. And when I go to their white paper, there's no white paper. I've done my due diligence on the project. It's still, to me, it just looks like DeFi vaporware, and they're trying to raise 3 million for this. So it's just red flags all over the place. It's not like Cedarfy or ChainGPT, where they have reasonable FTVs and they actually have projects that people want to get into, and that you're getting almost your initial back on listing. These are huge FTVs with huge raises. What else have we got here? They've also got Mystic Games coming. Haven't done much due diligence on that. They've also got Clink Finance coming. I wasn't thrilled about Clink Finance. I had a look at it. It still just looks like another DeFi play. And see, the big problem is that if you're doing something like, let's say, a $9 million raise, what's the pay token for? The pay token is to get into the early pool, and if you don't have pay token, you get into the open pool. But if you're raising 9 million, I mean, let's say if your early pool is, let's say, just 3 million, or let's say 6 million, you've still got 3 million in open pool. Over here you're raising 3 million. Let's say if early pool is 2 million, you've still got $1 million in open pool. So just go to open pool and buy. And unfortunately, that means that there's limited utility for this pay token. Now, as I understand it, this 15% fee that they're collecting, a quarter of it is meant to go to paid stakers. Hasn't happened yet. I'm not sure if it will happen. This is what I understand anyway. But really, what I want to buy a Launchpad token for is to get access to launchers that other people can't, and that's why I'm gonna spend a lot of money on it. And unfortunately, with pay, that's not what I'm getting right now. Okay, good old Lybra Finance. Talk about a slow rug. So I've been following the peg for a while. It's still unstable. I've been following the TVL for a while. It's just down only, just like the price, down only. I've been following the Twitter. I've been following the Discord. I've been in there. Developers are quiet. They don't say anything. There's no real good updates. The peg as of today, 95.7 cents. And that's just because the TVL is now down to $13 million. Now, the peg at one point, I've been following for a while. Once we had those liquidations, once Bitcoin went through 57, or down to like 56, whatever, the peg did get to about $1 because people were covering. But obviously now it's lost its peg again. And, I'm still staked in there. There's nothing I can do, right? Like, I'm staked in there. I've got 215 PE USD, which is depegged and not worth $1, and it's a bit sad, and it is what it is. And so their big release to fix the peg was this OTC market for EUSD, and this is it. There's one order there to sell their $111 of EUSD at $1. This is as slow of a rug and as sad as it gets, really, and I'm not seeing anything to get me optimistic about the future of Lybra Finance. I know people are interested in it. A lot of people put a lot of money in it, like me, but it's looking to me like 10% chance the devs actually just fix it, which is not too hard in my opinion. You just roll back to V1 and make a pretty small change where you would I think once the peg goes over $1, you would just take what would you do there? You would just sell EUSD into the market from some mechanism. Shouldn't be too hard. And no, there's no interest in doing that. So I'd say 10% chance this gets fixed, to 90% chance we actually go pretty much to zero. And let's talk Eigenlayer. So Eigenlayer, I've had about something like 5 ETH-ish as Swell ETH in one wallet, and I've had about 0.75 ETH as Lido ETH in another wallet. So here's the points that I got. So they've said how many Eigen tokens you're going to get. Tokens are locked until the DAO approves a release. Okay, that's a bit scary. Earliest is September 30th of 2024, when mainnet goes live. I'm going to, obviously this is not great. You would just hope that you'll get the tokens and they're instantly tradable, or at least wait until mainnet and then drop the tokens and they're instantly tradable. Because to be at the whims of a DAO is a little bit worrying, but let's just put trust and pretend that it's all going to work out. They also said that after the initial numbers came out, they said, look, we're actually going to give everyone 100 additional Eigen. Well, not everyone, 280,000 users. Hopefully that's me. And which means that all Season 1 users, Season 1, or being anyone who's staked at the moment, or has staked prior to, I think, March something or other, will receive a minimum of 110 Eigen. So looking at this through my optimistic lens, with 1.67 billion tokens out there, let's say that in a nice market, a very nice market, Eigen has a 50 billion FDV, let's say. That would be a token price of $30 per token. This is kind of like, best case, maybe not best case, but like very, very good case scenario. Plus, there's still Season 1 Phase 2 to come, and there's Season 2, and there's a Season 3, which is, as I understand it, just largely you continue staking. So what are we looking at here? Okay, so because this is in the actual native Eigenlayer app, this is called Season 1 Phase 1. Anything which is like what I've got here, which is in Circuit, this is Season 1 Phase 2, which is going to be announced very soon, as I understand it. So in Circuit, I think I've got about 5 ETH in there. No, hang on, I put 5 ETH into KelpDAO, and then I put into Zircuit. So I've got these Kelp miles, okay, from KelpDAO, and then I've got 5,500 Eigenlayer points here, which is, I guess, like 15,000 here, so it's about a third of what I have on one of my wallets up here. And then in Swell, I've got the I staked 5 ETH in here, and I've got these Swell points. Hopefully these turn into something. And so this is what came out. This is from the first wallet with 15,000 points, and this is from the other wallet. Now, assumingly that they're going to add 100 to this, that'll be 129 over here, and that'll be 338 over here, and that's just for Season 1, Phase 1. So if I did some maths on that, I think that if I'm talking 338 plus 129, and that number of tokens times 30, it's about it's about 14 grand. Okay, so that's why I've got a tick here for Eigen, because that's just Season 1, Phase 1. Plus I've got this Kelp to come and this Zerka to come, and maybe some Eigenlayer points on Swirl. I'm not sure about that, but certainly over here I might get a few more, and that's just Season 1. And then there's meant to be Season 2, which is, you know, starting from the March date until a few more months later, and then there's Season 3. Potentially this could be really good, okay? Potentially. No guarantees, of course. It could all, maybe they, you know, maybe the DAO just never releases the tokens and that's it. Everyone gets rugged, but at this stage it's looking pretty reasonable, so Eigenlayer gets a tick from me. Okay, now in terms of my buys, it's been very quiet. I did buy into Lingocoin. It took me a while. Like, I had a few chances at this, then eventually I just kind of said, all right, this might be my last chance at it, so I'm just gonna bite the bullet and go for it. I tried to put in 2.5k, but got refunded a little bit, so 2125. I don't love the $110 million FTV. I don't love that this project is basically kind of like reward discounts, but apparently a lot of the treasury goes into real estate investment. So if there's that RWA narrative, you know, BlackRock keep pushing their RWA narrative, and you know they've got all this money in there. They've invested all this money into RWA on chain. Then hopefully, if this does turn into one of the market leaders or one of the big narrative pushes for this cycle, then that could do well. So I just took a shot at that. And in terms of sales, anything I sold since the last video is Manta Network. I bought here, pretty good buy at $2.03. I think that's somewhere in here. I'm pretty sure. And my plan was to just kind of ride it up. If it doubled, maybe I'll take some profits. It didn't double. And once we lost this kind of range low here, I got out on just a little bit of a squeeze here at $2.03 for a loss of $342. I think that I'm not sure, because you know this is a modular blockchain. It was playing off the whole tier, dimension, Cosmos narrative, and I'm not sure if that narrative is going to be super strong coming back again. Now it very well might, but I'm just not sure. Plus we lost the range low. Plus their airdrop campaign wasn't great. People were pretty disappointed with it, so I just cut it. We'll see how that goes. I'm not going to really look back at it. Okay, so the portfolio today, 220,789. You can see that had a nice move up here. The max here was 360, and now we're down quite a bit to 228. Still got my 1 Bitcoin, of course. What else have I got in here? Okay, so paid, I've got in red here because I wouldn't mind offloading it. In a perfect world, I would buy more Certify. The problem is I'm tier 6 Certify, and to get I've got tier 6 Certify, which is 10,000 Certify. I'd like to get to tier 7, but it's 25,000 Certify, so this wouldn't be enough, and there's no point in me just getting 20,000 Certify because it doesn't move me up in tiers. I have looked at ChainGPT, and it's possibly an option, but ideally I might sell some things and get into Certify if I can offload paid at a reasonable price, just because I'm already doing the IDOs on Certify, so it wouldn't be any extra time. Moving on to the next page, This orange network I bought in at 35 cents. I'm considering getting out at scratch, just because the chart kind of looks like it's just retesting the level that it lost, the range low. So there's just a few too many Bitcoin layer 2s out there at the moment, so I'm not sure. But I'm considering just getting out at scratch for that. Altura, I've always just wanted to get out of it, and I haven't, because I know they're making partnerships, and I know that there are games out there that are using their platform. But it's just, yeah, I don't know, it's just not going anywhere, so I wouldn't mind getting rid of it. Neutron, I've always been trying to get rid of. Lybra, there's nothing I can do. And Aethir Cloud, wow, look at this. Yeah, that was, wouldn't mind taking that one back again. Stuck 5,000 into that, and I've lost 90% of it so far. A little bit sad, but that's the way it goes. And so that brings us to the end of the video. I'm aiming to be back in about another fortnight's time, so until then, let's always be looking for an edge. Take care until next time, and thanks for watching the $100,000 to $1 million challenge.